Hi guys, I hope you're doing okay. So I thought I'd give you another update on the Aprilia Futura. So this has been a real bloody labour of love, to be honest. So I think on the last update, I said that I'd completed all the valve clearances, so everything's back together. 2 intake valves on the front needed doing, so camshafts out, buckets out, new shims in. The same on the rear, only needed 1 intake valve, but you've got the added complication of a balancer shaft in there as well. So that's all done. So the last couple of weekends I've been really fighting to get all of this replacement cooling hosing in place. So for the most part it's been okay on the right hand side of the engine, a bit tight in places because the kit is really designed for the RSV as opposed to the Futura, which has things like coils mounted inside the frame rail as opposed to outside, and a few other things that are slightly different. The main challenge really has been this matrix here for the low temperature and the high temperature circuit. So you can see on here, this green line is essentially for the low temperature circuit, and the two that you can see parallel is for the high temperature, and that's controlled through the thermostat on the right hand side, which is just basically a spring loaded valve with some wax in the middle, which changes on the water temperature. So one thing I did try and do, in the kit you get some thicker silicone rubber hoses, but I just found those absolutely impossible to fit because the outside diameter is about 1 millimetre or 2 thicker, and there's no clearance on the engine block whatsoever to get your Jubilee clips in there. So after much swearing, I just decided to buy some standard 17mm 16mm inside diameter hosing and just replace these, so I could actually get the matrix back in as well, because that is so difficult to refit once you take it out. I'm not telling you, I almost thought about dropping the engine at one point, but managed to wrestle that back into place and it fitted okay. So all that's in now, all buttoned up, the radiators are back in, it's all tightened up. So the next job over the next weekend, we'll get the throttle bodies back on, get the fuel tank back on. So today I serviced the fuel pump, replaced the big replaced the teabag strainer, and replaced the filter as well, so the sort of bulb type thing. So that's all gone back into the fuel tank now. Gave that a good look over as well. I didn't replace the pump, all of that seemed to be working okay. Checked everything over, put it back in, put a new gasket in as well, and sealed it back up. So you can see I've got plenty of gasket sealer crap all over my hands, but better safe than sorry when you're putting that back in. So I don't want that to come out again for quite some time. So it's making progress, but it's been a real labour of love. I'll be glad when I finish this one. I'm toying with the idea of whether I'm actually going to attempt the RSV myself or I get somebody else to do it, but now I've been through the pain, I know exactly what needs to be done on that. So it's getting there. So fingers crossed next weekend I can get this started up and see where we go from there. So I hope you're having a good day, and whatever projects you got on the boil, I hope they're working out well, or if you're out for a ride, have a good one. Speak to you soon.